Hey everybody, welcome back to Collector's Haven. I'm Mike Pingel. Today we are joined by the amazing, the wonderful, the off Broadway star sensation, Rich Rampage. He collects 80s and 90s. I mean, basically anything that touched his soul as a wee tot is now indoors right behind you. All those toys.
Hello, Michael.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So now, when did you start collecting? Because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff back there.
There is a lot of stuff in here. Unfortunately, none of this stuff is my childhood collection. Nothing. I ended up having to rebuild my collection. I didn't really collect kids when I was a kid. I didn't collect toys when I was a kid. Growing up, I collected a lot of CDs and movies. That was like my thing. I was a musician and a movie buff and TV series on DVD. So that's what I collected a lot of. So I didn't get started in collecting toys until around 2011, 2012, around there.
Wow. Now, where do you usually get your stuff? Where do you go looking for? Is it eBay mostly, or is there someplace else you like to go for the hunt?
Well, it depends. It depends on what you're looking for. For the most part, I love to find things that I'm looking for at flea markets and yard sales and, stuff like that, where not necessarily getting it from people who don't know what they have, but getting it to where, like, I'm not a collector for big ticket items. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to my collection, most of my stuff is not mint on card. I have various levels of acceptances when it comes to condition, but most of my stuff is from flea markets, yard sales, and then if it's from eBay, eBay stuff, I'm very selective. I call it Evil Bay because those are people who are the good. That's the devil on your shoulder. The angel is Mercari. Mercari.com isn't too terrible when it comes to second market stuff. So I kind of use that stuff, but it all depends on what I'm collecting.
Yeah. So when you find something at a garage sale, how much? I mean, I haven't been in garage sales in a long time. How much? What is the price ranging you're looking for, or you've purchased?
Oh, I love Just Take It All. Just Take It All for $5. That's like one of my favorites. It's like they'll see me looking through a bin, and it's like maybe a tub full of stuff, and I'm looking through it, and they'll be like, "Listen, you want the whole thing? You take it for $10." That's like my favorite. That's like my favorite because most of the time, yard sales are people just want to get rid of it, so they're not going to be touchy with the price. But when you go to a flea market, you gotta have to have like a haggling skill, or you can't be too excited about things that you find, because then their eyes widen. They're just like, "Oh yeah, how much will you pay for that?" So when it comes to prices, I love 50 cents, $1, buy two, get one free, stuff like that. But like I said, it all depends on what I'm looking for, whether it be McDonald's toys or like a Marvel Legend action figure. It depends on how much. Like I would never want to pay more than $50 for an action figure, unless that's like brand new and big and bulky. But I wouldn't like buy a regular action figure loose and with variable conditions for $50. That's not going to happen with me.
Okay.
I know from my experience, if I want it, I will eventually have it. It's just a matter of time and the right circumstances. I can be impulsive at times, but I can control myself.
Well, that's good. I mean, but if it's quarters and $10 for a box, I would say take it. What is the latest thing you've acquired in your collection?
The latest thing I acquired? Right here. This is Masters of the Universe Origins Clamp Champ.
Nice. How much that set you back?
So this is retail. This was at retail at $23.99.
Oh, so you went to
Find
a
these.
store.
This is, yeah. Well, okay. You asked like if it was 80s and 90s. Yeah and no, because now all the modern stuff is coming out and it still pertains to the 80s and 90s. So this is Masters of the Universe. This is a remake of something that came out in the 80s, but if you see right here, new for 21. These are made now. Masters of the Universe Origins, 2021. You can find these at Target. But the thing is that Target's not a toy store. So they have toy aisles. So we're only going to get one case of these, and there's only 2 in that case. So you have to be there at opening and beat the scalper and try to grab one for yourself. So if you're a collector of things that are at retail, make friends with the guys that work in the toy department because they'll look out for you. Not that they'll break any rules and hide stuff for you, but they'll see you and know if what you're looking for is going to be around or not.
Exactly.
So, but this is the latest thing that I got. When it comes to vintage stuff, I think I have this thing. I found this at a Goodwill. They're kind of hard to come by nowadays because of the times. But this is like a General Lee, kind of like a. I guess it's definitely modern, but on the top it still has the Confederate flag. It says General Lee on it. It's pretty cool. I found this at a Goodwill store for $6.
That's a
I
good
mean,
price.
it's kind of hefty. It's bulky. It's die cast. So $6 at Goodwill, I'll take it. I mean, you're never going to see a mint condition General Lee anything nowadays because they become so collectible because everybody's putting away the Confederate flag. So,
Exactly.
I mean, vintage stuff. That's my latest.
That's fantastic. What is the weirdest thing?
I think you froze on me.
I froze on you? Am I frozen now?
Pardon?
Am I frozen now?
You froze, yeah. But I can hear you. You're just smiling at me. Oh, there you are. Okay.
What is the wackiest thing you have in your collection? Do you have a
Wackiest thing?
wackiest thing? Is there the weirdest thing that you have?
Okay, so all right, so what I think is wacky is Ninja Turtles, the original Playmates Ninja Turtles line. They made all different types of.
Oh, no worries. We can work around it.
So we all remember Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan,
Right.
of course.
Right. So now I have a big collection of these Hasbro wrestlers. What I like to do is I like to mix in a turtle anywhere I can. They made a wrestling turtle, and I put him in the Royal Rumble with all my Hasbro figures.
Oh, that's funny. So you have
that. I'm listening.
You're crossing the divide of your collection with each. You're melding them together. It's amazing. That's the words I'm looking for.
What do we have here?
Hey, that's He-Man.
Correct. This is Savage Leo.
Savage Leo. Look at him.
And this,
Now, did you
so he-
paint him, or did you just make him?
this is a real figure by Playmates Ninja Turtles. The only thing that's different on him is I put He-Man's sword in his hand. This is a real figure. It's from the Ninja Turtles Playmates line, the Turtles of the Forgotten Sewer or something like that. And they made these savage-looking guys.
I love it.
And so then, hold on, one more. I'll show you something I did make.
Okay.
Now this was one of my favorite lines growing up as a kid, and I had them, mixed them up with my Ninja Turtles all the time. You'll remember Dick Tracy. Do you remember Dick Tracy?
You're working my brain, Rick. You're working my brain.
You really don't know Dick Tracy?
I do,
okay.
But not on the top of my tongue, Dick Tracy.
So then I decided, it was made by the same company. If I just break them apart and put them back together, I can have a cool Dick Tracy Ninja Turtle. So I think these are like pretty much my wackiest things, where I'll take turtles and I'll just kind of mix them in with other lines, but only with turtles.
Only with turtles?
Well, yeah, turtles are the only ones that actually have like different things that kind of pertain. Like, okay, I'm not done. So okay. in front of me right up here is my Star Trek line. I have the Playmates Star Trek The Next Generation figures. The turtles had no shame, and they made Star Trek Ninja Turtles.
So they made that? They cross-promoted themselves?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Ninja Turtles.
Crossover. And they still do it today. They have wrestling Ninja Turtles. You want me to watch this?
Show it, yes.
Playmates did this a couple of years ago. This is Donatello as the Undertaker. And they made two series of these where they made, Macho Man Randy Savage, Warrior, Sting, The Rock, all these big soft spots. It's one of my bigger collections. And when it comes to playability, there's room in any universe for turtles in my eyes. I think turtles are probably one of the biggest parts of my collection.
Nice. Now, were you a fan of the turtles when you were growing up?
Oh yes. When growing up, it was the movie, the first two, all three of the movies, the cartoon. I grew up watching all of it. I was a big Batman fan, so I have a lot of Batman figures. Watching a lot of Ghostbusters is another huge, big collection of mine. I love the Ghostbusters, and I love Kiss. Growing up, Kiss was like my favorite band, so I have a lot of Kiss toys. Beetlejuice, Back to the Future, Planet of the Apes. I mean, think of anything. I probably have something from everything. That's what I love most about my collecting habits, is that I see something and I want it, and it's like that Ariana Grande song. I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it. And that's how I do, because and it's, I can't be too selective when it comes to money, because I'm also married. I have a mortgage, so I can't just be dropping money everywhere. So, I could be selective and whatnot, but that's what leads to this, because I'm not being focused on like an expensive line, say like the Masters of the Universe classics. Those figures can go anywhere between 100 and 500 a piece. I'm not going to be one of those guys to do that. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm more of a fan of finding the vintage. I'll find the vintage stuff secondhand, clean it up the best I can. And now that the new stuff is coming out, I work across the street from a Target. I'm in there twice a day. So it's like, I'm not even kidding. I'm a mailman by day, and I work across the street from a Target. So before I go into work, I'm in there. I check what's up. My guy in the toy department says, nothing today. I said, all right, brother, I'll see you later. And I'll come back when I'm on my way home, just to stop in and see if anybody stocked the shelves later. So
text me if you need anything.
Right. Well, I had a story of the guy who wanted to help me so bad, and he knew what I was looking for, and he knew that they were at a store by his own house. So he was like, and one day I walked in, he goes, I heard you were looking for these, and he gave them to me. I was like, Dollar General? He goes, yeah, the Dollar General store by my house. I'm like, get out of here, brother. Thank you. You know, so that's cool too. Yeah.
That's very cool. That's very cool. So is there, you've so much.
I know. I got ADD too, so I go off on tangents a lot.
No, it's good. I like tangents. Was there anything in your collection, like from your childhood, that you were totally like zoomed in on and wanted to get and was looking for it for years, and then you finally found it? No.
My Alf. Alf was like, this never left my side when I was a kid, and I don't know what happened to my original one. I have no idea. But when I started collecting toys again, this was one of the first things that I bought on eBay. I bought this on eBay back in 2011 for $20, free shipping, and he is clean, still has his tag, and looks exactly like the one that I had. And this was the best doll because it looks just like the puppet on TV. It's just, he's the best. So right here, Alf. And it was funny. And there's one more thing that I found that I didn't know that I had when I was a kid, and I found it and I had to buy it as well. Sucker. Another doll. This is Wrinkles the Dog. Not anybody had ever seen this, but this was definitely something that I had when I was a kid. It's like a hand puppet in the head. To pick it up because it was definitely something I had when I was a kid. And
his name is what? Wrinkles,
yeah.
And he's a hand puppet.
I think he's made. It's got a hand puppet in the back of his head, which is kind of. He's got a hole in the back of his head. But other than that, he's trying to see. Hold on, to see the maker. I'm not really sure though. Gans Bros. I don't know. Never heard of them. But I definitely had this when I was a kid, and I knew when I saw it, and it was in such good condition at a flea market in a parking lot somewhere. It was just so random. It's clean, still soft. He smells nice. Oh, I love him.
Aww.
So yeah. Are we getting sentimental here? Because I can get a little sentimental.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is the first thing I ever. All right. This is the first thing I ever hunted.
I got it. Okay. I'm okay.
Okay,
usually I'm making my guests cry, but you're making me cry.
Oh, relax. It's okay.
My Oprah moment.
We're having fun. All right, so I lost my father about 5 years ago, but I remember distinctly. It was like I was like 4. This was the first time I ever toy hunted, and what it was these right here. I don't know if you remember. Oh, there goes more. Just the Simpsons. They were Burger King toys. They were from Burger King.
Oh.
And one of my first ever hunts was with my dad, where we all we went to every Burger King in Brooklyn looking for these figures, and I remember finding them all. And I don't have these are not the ones that we found. Like I said, I don't have anything left from my childhood.
Yeah.
But these are always front and center because it's like this was the first thing I ever hunted, and it was me and my dad. Not that my dad was a collector. He was a collector of music. He got me into music. My father was a musician, got me to be a musician. He collected record albums and whatnot. But this was just because I had gotten a Lisa Simpson, and I was like, well, I want a Bart Simpson. And he's like, all right, well, let's go to this Burger King. And then, they didn't have Bart, but they have Marge and they have Homer. Well, we'll get those. We'll go to the next one and we'll find Bart. And that was like my first hunt. I was 4 years old. Me and my dad in his car just driving all around Brooklyn looking for Simpsons toys. So front and center, a little sentimental piece right there. So
I love Bart. Bart has his mouth open. He has his teeth showing too. That's very kind of rare, isn't it? He doesn't usually do
I guess. You know what it was? The set was depicting them all going camping. So he has this big pack with all this stuff that he decided to bring. He got his skateboard, his TV, his sleeping bag. You got Homer. He thinks his sock stinks, but there's actually a skunk in his boot. So little funny things like that, Yeah.
Adorable. Those are adorable. Then that's
pretty cool.
How is your room set up? I see a bunch of shelves in the back. Are they set up in like, this TV show or this genre, or how is it set up?
Yeah. All right. So let's. I don't want to get choppy with you again.
No, we'll just folks. We'll throw some pictures in. So we'll throw pictures in on the areas that we're talking about.
Okay, so I have one little section that has like movie figures that just some of my favorite movies: Batman, Beetlejuice, Terminator, Small Soldiers, the Mario Brothers figures, stuff like that. Robin Hood, Hook, Gremlins, Rambo, and then I have there's a in this when I bought my house. We had this bottom floor room that was just a guest bedroom with a bathroom attached to it. So my wife was like, yeah, that's for your toys. And I was like, yes. So I was very happy to have a whole room for all my stuff. And in there was a small car. I pulled the door off, and I ended up getting one of those arcade 1-up machines of Rampage. Just perfect for the room. The Rampage video game arcade setup. So I put all my video games in the closet, and then I have it's comic books. The bottom is kind of like Power Rangers and Transformers. Under that, I think I have like Thundercats and Space Jam. This huge big section right here is all wrestling, from the ceiling to the floor, all wrestling, whether it be the Bendhams, the Hasbros, Mattels, and then anything special on top. And then I collect all the kids' championship belts. I can't afford the adult ones that are made of leather. I get the $20 ones at the store, and I have pretty much every single one of them. Then next to that is pretty much cartoons and TV shows. You got like all the Saturday afternoon, like DuckTales, Tailspin, the Mighty Ducks, Gummy Bears, the Muppet Babies. I got the Nickelodeon section. I got the Looney Tunes section. Ghostbusters, Hanna-Barbera, you name it. I got something for everyone. Then I have my Turtles, a Turtle corner. Under them, above them, I have Toy Story. I have all my Toy Story figures, and dolls and plushes and piggy banks, whatever they are. That's what I have of Toy Story. Whatever they are, it's not like figures of Toy Story. I have a pull string Woody and real Slinky Dog. Then I have Pee-wee's Playhouse. The actual Pee-wee's Playhouse playset there's a birthday party going on in there right now. So in there, there's the Fraggles, Barney, Glowworms, Ronald McDonald is giving a burger to one of the Monopoly man. There's a whole bunch.
Who knew Pee-wee? Who knew all these people? Who knew?
It's a party. Just the word of the day. And then I getting into collecting, I discovered food fighters. I don't know if you remember those.
No.
They were they're like these little toys. They're food, and they're army men. They fight people, fight each other. They fight each other. They're the kitchen commandos and the refrigerator rejects, and they fight each other. And it's like a box of fries and a stack of pancakes and a turkey leg and a taco and whatever. So then once I found those, I thought these were so cool. I want food, anything with a face, any type of food that has a face, I want it. So like the California raisins, I have a whole bunch of those. Then there was a figure line called the Grocery Gang. So they're all food, all the food characters. So anything food stuff, that's over there. And then I have my huge Masters of the Universe set up with the Castle Grayskull and the Snake Mountain with all the characters, both vintage, retro, and brand new. It's all mixed together. We got Ghostbusters, Dick Tracy, Police Academy, Biker Mice from Mars, Gargoyles, Hercules, Street Sharks, Captain Planet. I can keep going, Michael. You tell me when to stop.
Everything.
Toxic Crusader. And then the bottom are more along the line of real movie figures, kind of like the Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Bill and Ted. Got all the horror figures like Beetlejuice and Pennywise and Michael Myers and Alien and Predator. Got some Gremlins, The Mask. One of my favorites, I think it's custom. It's definitely not real because it was never manufactured, but I have a Johnny Five, the robot Johnny Five, which that's like one of my favorites in my whole collection. I don't know if you remember the movie Short Circuit.
Of course.
Johnny Five alive. Right. So my Johnny Five is probably one of my favorites. And then in the corner, I call it my Kissmas corner, because at the top is all Kiss, and at the bottom and right underneath them is all Christmas stuff. So it's just like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, Ghostbusters with Christmas hats on, like everything.
Wow.
And then in front of me is spacey stuff. So I have all my Star Wars Black Series. I have all my Star Trek Next Generation. I have a little Alf collection. I have an Alien vs. Predator collection here. Yeah, and then right under you where you're at is like modern TV shows, which is like South Park, Jay and Silent Bob, Family Guy, Beavis and Butthead, Futurama, Johnny Bravo. You pick it, I have it. It's a lot.
Wow, that is a lot.
Those are my sections.
That's great. And all those pictures were wonderful. Thank you for taking
Yes.
this. So with all of that, what is the most expensive item you have in your collection that you paid the most for? That you had to eat cheese all week, or cheeseburgers or whatever?
Okay, well, I mean, I just put in an order for $130 for something that's, as of right now, is probably the most expensive thing I ever paid for. Most expensive. All right. Well, what I just did was what I put in an order for. My friend made a movie called Terrifier. Me and him grew up. He started making. He was always an aspiring filmmaker. Me and my friend were involved in his filmmaking career in the very beginning. He started getting more notice by movie people or whatever. He does very good special effects for horror. So he actually made this movie called Terrifier, which has become pretty much a very underground cult classic right now. It's about a crazy, demented clown named Art the Clown, who was originally played by my best friend. And after he kind of got picked up by a big studio, my friend's not really an actor, so they actually hired a real actor to be who is Art the Clown now. But Trick or Treat Studios, I think is the name of the company, is making an Art the Clown figure, a 1/6 scale Art the Clown figure. So that was $130. That's a bit much for me because that's kind of way past my threshold for one single thing.
Yeah.
But it's my friend. I gotta throw out my support. I was part of like the very first movie where I kind of was Art the Clown for like a very split second because it was kind of like a dream sequence and he had to look different, so it was me. So like that was like the most expensive thing. Besides that, I think I paid $50 for this. Now this is not original. This is Wonder Woman, but this is not original Mego. This is re-released Mego like in 2001 or something like that, maybe. I'm not sure of the years, but she's definitely not vintage. She's modern. But at the time, she was the hardest to get, and I bit the bullet and paid $50 plus shipping for her. So as of right now, this right here is probably my most expensive figure, I guess.
Of course, it's Wonder Woman. Of course, she's the most expensive thing in your collection.
Well, I know. I mean, I have her invisible jet as well. That was a cool piece to find. It's not an empty box, I promise.
They said it was in here. I don't know where it is.
Hot Wheels did that. They did that at a Comic-Con. It was a Comic-Con exclusive, and it was an empty box, and it said Wonder Woman's Invisible Jet, and it's just a cool novelty to have. I wish I had it.
I do too. That's great. Is there something that you're looking for, that you are searching high and low for now, that you would like in your collection?
I mean, how do you ask that to the guy who has everything?
I know. I love your collection. It's like you've given a home. You're like the Toy Story number 4. Everyone's at your place down in the basement.
Yeah, I'm about to write. I'm going to cross out Andy's name on every one of those toys and put my name on it. I think as of right now, I think the one thing that really has eluded me my whole collecting experience right now is an original He-Man, an original complete first He-Man. I have every other, a Battle Armor He-Man, a Thunderclap He-Man, I have all these other He-Man figures, but that original He-Man I don't have. I have an original Skeletor, and he's got all these upgraded guys that he has to fight because I don't have the original one. Yeah. So I would say a He-Man on a Battle Cat. I have a Battle Cat, but he doesn't have his armor. So yeah, He-Man on Battle Cat. That's probably the one thing that's probably been eluding me ever since I started collecting.
A non-naked He-Man. Good. Original.
And not too expensive.
Not too expensive. I know.
Right. I'm not. I mean, there are He-Man out there, just not one that I would pay for.
Okay. I love that you have.
That's how I accumulate this stuff. I kind of save it a little. I can't buy everything. I can be impulsive, but my wife gets real mad.
I could tell. She's like, "How many times you go to Target this week?"
Well, she knows. She already knows. She don't even have to ask. She knows.
We're going to another yard sale. $1.50. That's all you can to spend. Now, you have your own podcast, correct?
Brand new. It's very new to it. We only have 2 episodes right now. Me and my friend Chris, we were in a band together, and we both had this collector bug. I listen to podcasts. Like I said, by day I'm a mailman, so I used to listen to music, but there's no good new music anymore. So I started listening to podcasts. We started with like comedy podcasts and stuff like that. But then once I started collecting, I was like, I wonder if there's any kind of toy podcasts. And there are a few. There are a couple that I do listen to on the regular basis. And some stick to what they are, and some kind of went off the rails and aren't what they used to be. So now my buddy has all the equipment, and we both have the collections, and me and him, he's my hunting partner. Oh, wow. So one time we were going to a toy show, and we're talking and having our conversations, and I see his phone is sitting on his knee, and I see the red light, and I'm like, are you recording us? And he goes, yeah, it's good conversation. Why not? I was like, all right. Well, and then in my head, I'm like, well, this is a podcast. This is a podcast. So I decided, I was like, you know what, whatever. Let's just try it. I was like, because me and him are the only two. I mean, we have a couple other collector friends, but me and him, we were pretty much the only people that we talk to about this stuff. Because it's not like our wives don't understand. It's like it's not that I'm ashamed of it, but I'm also, it's something cool that me and my buddy had with each other. So I said, let's just start a podcast. He has the equipment, we got the expertise, we can talk for days. So I was like, let's just try to do a podcast. Right. And so we started doing a podcast. We started doing unboxing videos, and we're just in the very infantile phase of our podcast. But yes, I have a podcast. Yes.
And what's the name of the podcast?
Podcast is called Never Enough Toys, because that's just pretty much my mantra. It's just never enough, because every time I feel like, I finally got this last one, there's something else. Oh, or did you hear they're coming out with this? Or they made that? Shit. So I don't know if you can curse, sorry. But okay. So we were going through names, and I said, never enough toys. There's just never enough toys.
That's true.
And that's the Never Enough Toys podcast.
There's toys. Yes. I collect on Charlie's Angels from 1977, and I still find stuff I've never seen before. And
I did my research, Michael. I did my research. I looked you up, bud. I saw you on Adam Carolla, and I saw your collection, what it was then. And very cool, bro. Very cool.
Thank you. Yes.
I do collect everything, but I also like those focused collections. I watched the Smurf guy. That story with his aunt Smurf. That's a story I can't top. I can't top that story. But those focused collections are real cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always say everybody's a collector of anything, and everybody is a collector. And I love talking to collectors, and I would be in heaven right now in your room there going through everything. At some point, hopefully, I'll be a big show. We'll bring a camera crew over and see everything.
Hell yeah. Doors open, brother.
I don't know why I turned into a Southern person. I don't know.
It's all right sometimes. You gotta just go down south, man.
I'm just thinking about that Dukes of Hazzard that you have. Where can people find you if they have that He-Man they want to sell you, or anything else, and send you, gifts in the mail, or want to discuss and chat with you?
Well, I'm on Facebook. My name is Rich Rampage on Facebook. When I first started collecting, I started a Facebook page for my collection. It's called Toy Rampage. That's just my most of the pictures that I'm going to be throwing out your way are probably coming from that page. And then also, if you want to check out my podcast, you can find us on Facebook at Never Enough Toys Podcast. We also have a Facebook group for that, just because everybody's got a group. You can listen to us on Anchor.fm or Spotify or wherever else you listen to podcasts, Never Enough Toys Podcast. If you're into music, I'm in a band called Burial Park. You can check us out too. We're not really a band anymore per se. We released an album and then never played together again. But it's a great album. It's a great album.
You released an album, then you broke up?
We released an album, and my guitar player got a new job. And kind of like left us with our hands in our pockets, like what to do now. You wrote all these songs, bruh.
Wow. It sounds like an.
It's all good. It's all good. People, you know, if you want to rock out, listen to Burial Park.
There you go. It's still available. Ready for
Yeah.
downloads. Rich, thank you so much for sharing your. I don't even know what to call it. Is it a lair of toys, or do you have a name for your den?
I mean, I call it the toy room, but I like to tell people that when you look from it and squint your eyes, it's really toy static. It's just colorful static.
Okay.
You know?
I am right now. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. It's been an amazing. Thank you so much for joining me on my show and
Thanks for having me, man. Thanks for having me. This is real fun.
Your collection.
Whenever this is like my baby pictures. It's just, when I see people, you want to see my baby pictures? So this was great. Thank you so much.
Do you have no, just my babies. My babies. I know.
This is baby Skeletor, and this is baby He-Man, and they kiss, kiss, kiss. Don't touch him.
Don't play with them. I have to first people when they leave because something's been missing in my collection, but that's another. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody out there, for watching. Please like us, share us, spread the collecting love with everybody. If you have a collection, I would love to chat with you about your collection. You can hit me up on DM, emails, whatever. I'm online. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.